Hey, you guys, still in Second Peter. Finally got to verse 9, but just wanted to reiterate some things or kind of, delve into some things from this morning's verse. It says that verse 8 says we should be abounding in the characteristics of goodness, knowledge, self-control, endurance, godliness, brotherly affection, and love. And verse 8 says we should be abounding in those so that we will be fruitful in the knowledge of him who called us. Verse 9 says that if we're without those things, that we're blind. And that word blind means a physical blindness or a mental blindness. And, as believers, when we don't develop the character of Christ because we're not communing with him, we can choose to be unfruitful. We can choose to not spend time with Christ, not delve into his character, not let him fill us, and we can choose to be unfruitful. And that greatly limits our usefulness and our sustainability for those who are looking for fruit in our lives, because people are going to be watching us and they're going to be looking for fruit. And if we're not producing fruit, we're not nourishing anyone else. So we can choose to be unfruitful, still be part of the tree, but not have fruit. We're not going to be very useful. And we certainly can't provide anyone with sustaining energy or encouragement or whatever. However, if, like verse 9 says, we don't have any of those characteristics, the kindness and the love and the brotherly affection and self-control, we're blind. And what a blind man is, he can choose to be blind, but generally it's not a choice. It's either by an accident or a birth defect in real life. Blindness in this regard is it can be a mental blindness to the true character of who God is, and that way we don't digest and ingest all of him and let that produce fruit in our lives. And then, it leads to our not understanding the world in which we live. So blindness is severely impacts how we live, because a blind man can't do anything without assistance. If he's left to his own devices, he'll hurt himself, he'll hurt other people. He can't really do anything because he doesn't know where anything is. He's not familiar with his surroundings, doesn't know how to interpret the world in which he lives, and therefore cannot rightfully interact with the world in which he lives. So if we're blind, not having those virtues, and the verse 5 says to be diligent in seeking them out, we're really helping ourselves to see God and ourselves and others and the world in which we live a lot more clearly, and being able to interact with that appropriately and with longevity and eternal impact. So I just wanted to say, if we're not diligently seeking out to be like Christ, our character is not any kind of sustainable produce for others to feed off of. And that's what we're supposed to do, is to be a product of the relationship so that we can draw others to be nourished from the same source that we are nourished from. But if we're blind, we're going to harm other people instead of leading them to Christ. So just wanted to throw that out there, and I hope it encourages you today. And I hope the view encourages you as well. This is South Island, New Zealand. Go team.